Well, I'm gonna get ready and try to start putting these new parts on. The old head had these 5 head bolts, 2 long ones, 2 medium, and this stubby short one that was the bottom one. But since the new head only takes 4 bolts, we'll use the 2 long and the 2 medium bolts. And I've got that new head gasket that they supplied in the new head. So we'll get these first 2 top ones loosely in place, and then we need to put our cam rocker on, and I'll have to change I'll have to reset these valve clearances here because it's new valves. And the old head bolts, or the head bolts were tightened in so tight I couldn't get them with this driver, but I'm going to just tighten them as best I can with the driver here, and that should be good. Valve clearance is set with a 1.5 millimeter, so I'm going to need to loosen this knurled. There we go. Need to loosen that knurled set nut, but first I think I'm gonna heat these up to make sure that there's no Loctite in there, because they did start putting Loctite in on these engines, if you'll remember. So to make sure that there we go. Got a little bit of play on that, not as much slop as was in it before. Alright. There we go. I'm happy with those valve clearances. They're a little bit of wobble and you can see a gap on the valves, but it's not a big sloppy space like there was before. Let's see, this is top dead center. Try that spot. I need to get a replacement set screw because this cap head screw is not gonna that's gonna, or this button head screw is not gonna clear. Alright, well, I guess I have to go find a replacement for that screw. I found an M3 screw with a Phillips head from a computer that fits in this hole and works as a set screw. So I've got side shaft back together, clearances set for the valves, and there's a set screw here for this valve pivot, and with that tightened up, it prevents that valve pivot from wobbling back and forth. All right, now our next piece is the new injector, and the new injector has a sealing ring and installs like that, but did not include new bolts. Yeah, I didn't get bolts to fasten this into the head. Let's see what those are. They look like think they're going to be M4, but the bin I grabbed first is going to be M3, so we'll check and see. These are M3. All right. Let's take a guess for how long. That is definitely too long. That came out of our M3 by 20. So let's grab the M3 by 16. Well, how? Okay, there's not actually that much. Let's go down to an M3 by 12 bolt. And that should get us plenty of thread to hold that. Yep, that is more than enough thread on there, and hopefully we won't bottom out in the hole. M3 2.5 millimeter cap head here. All right. So that 12 millimeter does not bottom out in the hole, which is important, obviously. Put a pair of those in. I would bet if you only had M310s, the 10 millimeter would also be plenty long enough for this application. However, apparently the other hole is shallower, or I got a mismatched set of screws here. Yep, same length, so I guess this other hole is shallower. Yep, that M12 is bottoming out pretty badly in the second hole. And it had quite a bit left, so I'm actually going to go down to an M8, or an M3 by 8. And use that, which should still be more than enough thread to hold that injector in. Yeah, that's plenty of thread coming through there. So yeah, M3 by 8 is the screw I'm going to use to hold this injector in. There are so many pieces in this kit, I'm sure that they just accidentally forgot that, although I don't know. If anybody else has a kit, yeah, if anybody else has this kit and also didn't get the bolts to hold the injector in, let me know. But I'm going to assume that they just mispacked mine, because there's, like I said, a lot of parts in this kit, and it's very thorough, so. Alright. check this, because this retainer is not even holding the pump head down, so I need to put a pin in there and test that plunger location. And I cleaned my workbench, so I can't find my pin.